The same prompt can produce completely different results. Not because the model changes, but because the structure of the prompt changes. Most problems when working with AI come from this. In this video, we'll look at several technical techniques that make AI responses much more predictable. A prompt should be a specification, not a question. One of the most common mistakes when working with AI is phrasing a prompt as a regular question. For example, write a text about productivity. For a language model, a prompt like this is too general. There are no constraints, no structure, and no clear criteria for the result. More stable results usually come from prompts that look like a small task specification. In other words, when the prompt clearly defines what needs to be done, what format the result should have, and what constraints exist. For example, write an introduction for a video about productivity, length, up to 80 words, tone, calm, and analytical. In this case, the model receives not just a topic, but clear boundaries for the task. And the clearer those boundaries are, the more predictable the result becomes. Context as a constraint. Once a prompt starts looking like a specification, another problem often appears: lack of context. The language model does not know where the result will actually be used. Is it a text for an article, a script for a video, or a short message for social media? Without these constraints, the model tends to produce an average response that works in general. That's why it helps to add task context to the prompt. For example, where the result will be used, who the target audience is, and what level of detail is expected. Even a few lines of context significantly narrow the range of possible responses. As a result, the model produces answers that are much closer to the intended outcome. Structure first, text second. When AI is asked to generate a full text immediately, it has to invent both the structure and the content at the same time. This often leads to responses that feel unfocused or poorly organized. A simpler approach is to request the structure first. For example, an outline for an article, a structure for a video, or a list of main points. After that, each point can be expanded or refined separately. This approach makes the result more logical and usually requires fewer corrections later. Work through iterations. Many people expect AI to produce the perfect result immediately. In practice, good results almost always appear after several refinements. The first response is better treated as a draft. From there, the result can be gradually adjusted, shorten the text, change the tone, add details, or rephrase specific parts. This kind of dialogue usually leads to a much more accurate result than trying to create the perfect prompt in a single attempt. Define the output format. Even when a task itself is clear, the result can still be inconvenient to use. For example, the text might be too long, ideas might be mixed together, or the structure might require extra editing. This can often be avoided by defining the output format in advance. For example, a list of points, short paragraphs, a table, or a step-by-step instruction. When the format is defined beforehand, the model does not need to guess how the answer should be organized. As a result, the output is immediately more usable. This is a single workflow. If we look at all of this together, these are not separate tricks. They form a simple workflow for interacting with a language model. First, define a clear task. Then add context. After that, establish the structure of the response. From there, refine the result through iterations and bring it to the desired output format. When these steps are used together, working with AI becomes much more predictable. Responses require fewer corrections and much more often match the result that was originally intended. If you work with AI regularly, try applying these principles in your prompts and see how the results change. In the next videos, we'll look at a few more techniques that can help produce more accurate responses from language models. Thank you for watching. Good luck.